I'm Cody Miller, Precision Farming Specialist with Swiderski Equipment. Today we're going to be talking about Furrow Force setup and maintenance items. So this is a Furrow Force unit that we have on our white 9000 row unit. So Furrow Force is a closing system from Precision Planting that we have a primary stage closing wheel as well as a backpacker wheel. So as far as setup, a lot of guys ask where to set this system up. So in Wisconsin here we have a lot of rocks that we deal with. So this is the 5-hole swing arm bracket. So there's 5 positions for these primary stage closing wheels to be on. So we recommend that guys with a lot of rocks, most of the planters that we have set up this way are going to be in the first notch on the left, and then on the right side they're going to be in the furthest back. So that's going to allow the most trash, most rock issues, they're all going to flow through at the widest stance. So something that Precision came out with last year that we highly recommend is they have a 5-degree camber nut and spacer that goes onto the inside and the outside of these primary stage closing wheels. So we do that to allow the blades to have a little bit more angle on them to allow trash and whatnot to flow through. So obviously you can stagger them however you want, but that is just the recommendation that we have here at Swiderski. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is setting our depth. So our depth is going to be controlled from this T-handle location here. So every rotation is usually about a 1/4 inch of play in depth setting in either direction here. So normally what we try to do is we set the planter down into the ground, and then on the side of this primary stage closing wheel there you've got 2 lines. So the first one that you're going to see is going to be 1.5 inches of depth engagement. The next one will be 2.5. So usually we try to be 1/4 to 1/2 inch above our seating depth. So usually that's going to follow right in that first 1.5 to 1.75 inch of depth engagement. So if we're not achieving our depth, all we have to do is change this T-handle adjustment here as far as adjusting our depth. So the next part that we're going to talk about is how to adjust this system. So this system is going to be set up for a active control on a row by row basis. So we have an actuator here that is going to control this airbag. So this system actually is going to use our load sensor on the back to determine how much weight is exerted against this closing system to change the amount of air pressure in that airbag. So just like with our product like Delta Force, we have modes in there that we can control the amount of margin that we're controlling to get our closing pressure where we need it to do. So you'll have maps and everything in the cab that you can reference to get that setting dialed in. The biggest thing with any of these systems is even though we have a lot of metrics and data to look at, we still want to ground verify and make sure that our planting depth and our closing trench looks the way that we want it to. So getting out of the cab, digging, making sure that the system is working the way that we need it to. So we're going to cover our rock guard solutions here for our Furrow Force. So the rock guard that Precision Planting offers is an option that we can put on any of these Furrow Force systems, be it a manual control or an automatic control system. So what the rock guard does is it lets us take them bigger rocks and push them off to the side so we don't have the chance of them getting caught between the primary stage closing wheels. So the rock guard is actually adjustable up and down. There's 3 different positions that we can set that in. Usually we recommend that it's set in the middle position or the upper position. If it's all the way at the bottom, we can set it there, but we just have to make sure that we're not kicking any dry dirt into that trench. So overall, Furrow Force with some adjustments in the field, some fine tuning, can be an excellent closing system. We've got the tools to do it here with Furrow Force. If you have any questions about adding Furrow Force or any of the setup on Furrow Force, please give us a call at Swiderski Equipment Precision Farming Division.